So this is Tess Risky with Willamette Week, and we're joined by Hannah Ahern, who is going to talk to us about the lawsuit that was filed yesterday, I believe, in federal court relating to PPB officer Erik Kammerer. So thank you for joining me, Hannah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I definitely appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, for sure. So I think just to start at the beginning, it would be great if you could kind of walk me through what happened on August 17th, 2019, what you were doing when you were walking near the protest, why you were there, just sort of like the general lay of the land.
Yeah, so, I had just got off work. I was working at a restaurant downtown. I knew because it was like highly anticipated, there was like flyers going out online that it was going to be a pretty like heavy presence of Proud Boys in Portland, Oregon. They were like, on Twitter, it was like people are coming from out of town. People are like packing up their vans and like, just like coming out here. So I was like, God, it's going to be clearly got to be something intense. And so, of course, like naturally, when I got off work, I was like, I want to check it out because I walked downtown to like take my bus anyways when I was living out in Tigard. And so I like, yeah, that's exactly what I did. I was a hostess, which is why I was wearing a dress and high heels, and like had just got off that we closed our restaurant early because all of the anticipation, and we had quite a few like folks of color that worked at my restaurant, and like just of all different backgrounds that weren't feeling super safe and secure being downtown at that time. And I was like, we talked with my boss. He was like, yeah, you guys should just go home early, before it got to the night shift kind of thing. So I walked downtown to the waterfront, and I just see like a lot of people. It feels so like redundant going through it sometimes. I saw a lot of people. They were kind of like marching towards like the kind of inner city at that point, like rounding around from the waterfront coming up into the city. So I followed them naturally. And that's when I stopped on, I think, Oak and 3rd. Juan, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't even remember. Oak and 3rd or Oak and 2nd, something on Oak. And there was this girl that was being tackled across the street. So I like take out my phone because everybody takes out their phone. We're like, we want to make sure that this is recorded. I'm like way too short and at the back of the like group, kind of the gaggle of people that are also recording. And so I'm like standing on my tiptoes, like trying to get a video, but I can't really see anything. So I was like it wasn't, I just kind of gave up. Like I was like, I'm not going to get probably a better shot than this. And again, I'm in high heels and whatever. So also the police officers behind me were like telling us this is an unlawful assembly. You need to get out of the way, like get out, cross the street, find a sidewalk, whatever. So I turn around, I go back up Oak, and that's when like this, truck full of people that look like they're about to like withstand the last Civil War, like come rolling through the intersection. I'm like, God, that's just ridiculous. It's like, this is serve and protect. Okay. But I remember just, like feeling grossed out. So I spit on the ground, and then I saw some dude like point at me, and then it was like, it happened very quick. It was like these bike cops. So they like dropped their bikes in such a weird fashion. I had literally no idea that they were like going to be coming to me until like I felt people's like hands on me. And I was like, there's no fucking way. Like there's no way. Like I haven't done anything. Like, like I was just like crossing the street.
And what was going through your head when that happened, when all of these cops with bikes are surrounding you? And also, do you know how many there were about?
No, it was so chaotic. Honestly, it was like absolute chaos. I know that there was 2 people on the side of me, 1 person behind me, and then they're just all yelling different things. Like I was like, again, it took me like a second. I'm sure I was like, what? And like, it took me a second to understand that I was being arrested. Somebody's like, one of the officers, this woman was like taking my bag, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? And then they like, somebody like kicked my knee in or something. And, I don't remember like their technicalities of how they take people down or whatever for arrest. But I do remember there was this Officer Yu, that which he confirmed to me after, with like clearly in his eyes he knew that he made a mistake, because he like kneed me in the back of the head really hard, but I like ricocheted off of concrete, and so I like smacked my head. And when I got like, when they finally pulled me up in handcuffs and everything, like I was furious, because I was like, why would you do that? Like, I was complying. That was absolutely unnecessary. And I looked at him and I was like, was it you who kicked me in the, like, who kneed me in the back of the head? And he said, like, that was me. And I was like, okay, Officer Yu, like, YOO, that's okay. Like, I was like, why did you feel that was necessary? Like, I wasn't resisting you at all. Like, there was no need for that. And it was just excessively like violent, in my opinion. And they're also like, again, I was in a dress, and my like, I wasn't planning to be thrown around in the middle of a street in front of like a gaggle of people. Like, that was really embarrassing. I was like super flustered. And like, I remember just like shaking, because I was like, oh, like,
Yeah.
my undies are going to be everywhere on the internet.
Right.
So like,
right.
just like that. And not that that's like my immediate worry. I was just like, all of it, like, I was like, it just didn't process to me in the moment. Like, I was like, if I'm being, and once it clicked, like, okay, well, I spit, but like, that can't be, like, I didn't spit on anyone. I didn't spit at anyone. I spit on the ground. And that's very clear. And I know that there are a lot of cameras around me, and I know that somebody got that, which they did.
And Hannah, I'm wondering, from your perspective, this was, I guess, a year and a half ago now. I'm wondering if, to this day, if you feel still like affected by this incident, or if you have any kind of, I don't know, if it's had an impact on you that you're still aware of, now in 2021.
I mean, no, because honestly, in the climate of everything that is happening, and especially like in the very necessary like uprisal of the Black Lives Matter movement, and like things that are happening in our Asian communities, it's like, I don't think that, to me, there are bigger things. Like, I understand that was like, that's something that happened to me, and it was like traumatic. Like, I like had bruises and was like, shaking. Like, I was like nervous and scared, but I've always like not really cared for cops, so it didn't really change anything. It kind of just added to that, if anything. Like, I was like, yeah, I mean, I never saw a reason for them anyways, so this is just like going in my file of reasons. So I think, and in 2021, a lot more has happened than this arrest. It doesn't like weigh on me heavily all the time, but it is something where I'm like, I think about it and I'm like, wow, that actually happened. Like, what the hell? that
Right.
was really like, what a weird day.